What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 10 of our Build in Public series, where we walk you through what we've accomplished this week for building out Sanctum, our product for tabletop roleplay game designers. And this is a one-shot video. If you're new to this series, I don't edit these videos. What you see is what you get. This is specifically what I finished building this week. And the product is pre-release. So you're seeing what we're building as we go leading up to our actual release. We do have a pool of early adopters. We only have 6 spots left. If you're interested and you're a designer, I don't care whether you're only do supplements or if you're a big ass studio like Free League or whatever. Just please connect with me, because once those 6 spots get filled up, we're closing the doors to the private release. So we have almost close to 60 people now that are in our early adopter group and our beta group. Early adopters get the release first. They'll work out all the kinks and the bugs and stuff. The beta group is a size double that will get it after that, intended for us to pretty much get ready for public release. So the group is primarily Morkborg designers, but it's not scoped to Morkborg designers. I do want to hone in on that community, but we definitely have enough Morkborg designers that anyone that's outside of Morkborg is more than welcome to fill these last 6 spots. So that's the group. And the last disclaimer, I think, is this is not an AI product. We don't build AI features. It's not an AI app. We simply just do not need AI. And honestly, at this point, I don't even want to support the AI industry outside of not even considering the generative aspect. The tech industry as a whole is just so overpopulated with unnecessary AI tools that I'm just not even at this point, I'm burnt out on the word AI. And so, and as a technologist. And so this is AI free. We don't need it. So this is a very special episode because we've made history once again in the tabletop roleplay game industry for the 3rd time. The first time was just by existing. There is no app that exists right now that is built for tabletop roleplay game design to make it more accessible, to make it more streamlined, to make it scale. That does not exist. Designers are still using notes apps and other types of apps that weren't even meant for tabletop roleplay game design. While other industries for decades has had tools for designers for their specific purpose. No more. We're filling that gap. Likewise, the second time we've made history was we're the first app to provide real version control for this, and we automate it under the hood. So you don't have to worry about knowing what real version control is. We're using software software level version control under the hood, and we're taking those snapshots for you, saving everything. Nothing like that exists for tabletop roleplay game designers. Google Docs is not even doing what we're going to be doing long term. And so the last piece, number 3, which is so important for this week, is we've made history in a monumental way with our file dependency sharing. And this is groundbreaking for our industry. It's nothing new in the tech world. It's not like we're trying to compete with Silicon Valley people. I don't care about people in Silicon Valley. I care about my audience and my community, the tabletop roleplay game designers. And for what we now have via Sanctum, what you're going to see today, it seems so small because it's so fast and it's so easy to use. But this, since the creation of our industry, No designer, no studio, no giant corporation like Wizards or Paizo, no one has had access to a feature like this before. This is what you're going to see today is fundamentally going to change everything in a positive way about tabletop roleplay game design. What I mean is that by Sanctum existing, it's going to make design more accessible. So people who have always wanted to be game designers are going to have that place and that community to be able to become game designers more successfully and faster. But likewise, for designers who build their career off of working off of other systems, this is going to be groundbreaking for your work process. It's going to streamline it in a way that's unprecedented. For designers who build their own systems and have the intention of licensing it so other people can use, even more groundbreaking, because now you have the single point where everything is co-located. Your mechanics file, your rulebooks file, your license management, all of that's in the same place. And through this dependency sharing thing that's going to be so massively simple in this app, man, it's going to change everything. So instead of continuing to talk about this, let me just show you how we're changing and breaking like all types of barriers in the tabletop roleplay game industry right now. So here I did a little more setup because I want to mirror more of a realistic real world scenario for this demo. So let me just kind of show you what we have set up here. We are an indie collective studio. So let's say that I'm a team of one. And this is my repository of all my stuff I'm doing. I have some open sourced material. I have some private stuff. Maybe this is like ideas and notes that I only want to keep track of. I don't want to bother other people about. And I have a team space for everyone else on my team. In this organization, we have 3 different members who have 3 different sets of permissions. I am the owner. We are the indie creator in this demo. So let me go to my team game. Notice it's internal, so only my organization can see this content. And we have a system file. So if this is your first time, we are going to be a file-based system, and we have each of our files have a different set of features devoted to that purpose. This is also going to fundamentally change everything. So we have a canvas file. This is for like brainstorming. We give you an idea framework. If you want to come up with your next concept, you want to use the canvas file. We give you very specific questions to ask in a very specific order to know and to validate that idea faster. We have a system file. That's what we're working with today. This is your core mechanics for people interested in building their own system and licensing it for other people to use, or people using other systems, which is what's going to be our demo today. And then in the future, we're going to have a core book file that's going to be devoted more towards like essentially consuming a system file and essentially building a core rulebook, like one of our early adopters, Farewell to Arms Redux. What's up, Rivet Head? And then an adventure file if you're a designer that wants to build an adventure that will have its own features. And lastly, supplements. What's up, Unit 6, and all of our other supplement creators devoted specifically for creating supplements. So let's go into our file. We have created our own system of a game that we're going to create in this scenario called Tech Debt. And this game is a Borg hack about surviving building a tech product as a solo bootstrapped founder in a dying world. Living that dream. And you can see that only our workspace can see this. So only our organization. So first and foremost, in our mechanics, I went ahead and put dice as the first item this week because in the flow of creating a system, you need to figure out your core resolution first. And dice for most people are your core resolution. I might change this name instead of dice to be core resolution. And then it either becomes you use the dice workshop or you use a playing card based system. So some of our designers are toying with the idea of instead of using dice, using playing cards to be your core resolution. We do have plans on supporting that type of flow in the future after we finish the dice setup. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about how we have made history once again. So now you can see from our last video, we talked about being able to publish a file that makes it available for anyone to use. So think of publishing, and maybe we'll change this word because publishing, technically, you're actually sending a book to publishing, right? So maybe we do need to change that word in the future. But for today, publishing means you're publishing your file in Sanctum so that it allows anyone else on Sanctum to be able to use that file. So we can see here that we now have contents of some very informative cards within our Browse tab. If we go to Manage, it lets us know, hey, we don't have any dependencies to manage. We haven't added anything to this file. Likewise, we could see that in our summary up here in our published section. So in our browse, we could see that I've set up essentially 3 published files. We have the Cyborg engine by Stockholm Cartel, fake Stockholm Cartel in this scenario. What's up, Nor and Pele and Christian and Luke and every other person in Stockholm. We have the Morkborg engine, Mörkborg, also by Stockholm. Notice that we have total imports. So this means that there's already one system using the Morkborg engine. I wonder, out of these 3, can you guess which one that is? It's Cyborg. And then lastly, we have our standard polyhedral set, which is a system file that only provides dice mechanics. And that's used by one person, which is Morkborg. So here, let's get wild. So a few designers are starting to build Morkborg hacks that use multiple Morkborg engines. So shout out to the list that is too big to list off yet at this point, but let's see what that's like. So we want to get wild. Let's use, well, this is a little interesting because I just realized what we're doing is kind of unnecessary, but for the sake of this demo, we're going to go ahead and do it, and I'm going to explain why it's unnecessary. I'm going to add the Morkborg engine. We can see that it was added, and most importantly, because this system is licensed, we automatically inherit the Morkborg license and all the assets of that license. So if I logged into the Stockholm Cartel account, we would go into our licenses and see that this is all set up. Let's do the same thing with Cyborg. And the same thing has happened. Now, within literally milliseconds, we have not only got the entire system of both Morkborg and Cyborg, we've also got all the license material and the license assets based on the license rules. So, and now we can manage them. So if we go to manage, now we can remove these. Oh, this is actually perfect because for what I was just saying. So notice that now Cyborg has 1 import, that's us, and Morkborg has 2. That's us. So now we have a way of showing systems their popularity, but also a way that just like within milliseconds allows you to extend and build and just inherit the licensing so all your legal bases are covered from start to finish. The end-to-end solution. Like, this does not seem like that big of a deal because of how fast and how simple it is in this application. But this is massively groundbreaking, like, to the design side of tabletop roleplay game industry. So just think about that. Like, let's just think about what we literally just accomplished here. Like, it's massive. Okay, so I mentioned within the setup, we actually don't need like half of this stuff. So what I mean by that is the Cyborg engine automatically uses the Morkborg engine, which uses the standard polyhedral set. So by nature, unless I want the assets, I really don't need Cyborg. I really don't need Morkborg engine. Because we don't have this built in yet. So this is good that I'm going through this demo because this will be like a part 2 of this feature I need to build out. But I can go ahead and remove the Morkborg engine. It's going to let me know like, hey, if you remove this, it's going to remove all of its contents, which could affect your file, but you can add it back later. So I'm just going to say, let's remove. We no longer have the asset. And we can see that we've removed the total imports has been updated. So what I mean by this, and this is part 2, this is where we go from here, from this point forth. Because of how this system is, and it's essentially just a dependency tree, just by importing Cyborg, and maybe we should show on here, I think this is what we should do. We should show the license assets, maybe like right here or something. So that way I could see Cyborg engine has 2 other dependencies, and it will have a compatible with Morkborg engine here. But essentially what I'm saying is just by adding Cyborg, we automatically inherit the Cyborg stuff, the Morkborg stuff, and the polyhedral set stuff, because it's a tree. Because Cyborg uses Morkborg, Morkborg uses the polyhedral set. So by nature, we're just with one click, we're already getting all of this stuff. And in theory, we should have, we should show the inherited license here too in the future. That's not built out yet in our database call. And so that would be a great enhancement for us to do. So that way I know, okay, if I want to use Cyborg and Morkborg, I don't have to add both of them. I can just add the Cyborg, which includes Morkborg and the polyhedral set. But maybe for legal purposes, you do want Morkborg. So I'm going to throw it back in there. I don't know. This is something that we definitely want to test with designers in the future and kind of see how this is going to evolve. I'm like so stoked I am so stoked to see where we go from here about this, because this is so groundbreaking. It's unreal. Oh yeah, we do have the preview. It's not hooked up yet. So maybe if you click on preview, that's what shows you the inheritance model. I don't know. You tell me. Let me know through a comment. Leave a comment on this video, like it, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It helps us out. But if you're a designer, let me know how you kind of feel about this flow, and do you like having this stuff in the preview? Would you rather have it at the higher level? I'm not sure. I kind of tend towards more functional stuff, but we don't want to overload these cards. So maybe preview is the best place, and maybe we just add another icon somehow that shows something that describes like an inherited, but that's what dependencies are. So maybe we change the imports logo. Maybe this becomes dependencies because that's what we're using up here. And we add a new logo to describe imports, but I don't know what import logo would be. I'll have to figure that out. But that's it. This is a long video and I just rambled a lot, but man, we just made history. Once again, I'm so proud of this. I can't wait to get it into people's hands. We'll be doing the Kickstarter hopefully in January to raise money to actually host and to be able to make this thing possible. As mentioned before, I'm a solo bootstrapped founder. This is a massive passion project of mine, and hopefully we can take it to the big leagues next year. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for being along in the journey.